Hey you all, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. And today we are on our same spot where we do our every month media roundup. So I am here to do media I consume in October and I'm really excited for it. I have my mug, few books that I want to talk about, and a copy where I have written all the media I'm going to tell you or I have consumed. And but let me tell you something before starting this whole media thing, that I hadn't consumed much in October because I was in a reading slump, then my health was not good, so that I was not able to watch something. So there is very less and very minimum media I have consumed in October. But I really want to talk about this because there are some good pieces I have read or I have watched. In books, I have read two books. The first book that I have read, I was reading this from September, completed it in October. I have talked about this book a lot in my vlogs and in my last media for September also, but at that time I was reading that, and now I have completed that. So I want to talk about this book again, and I hope so that you all have guessed already. And this is the written by Victoria Hislop, and I have completed this book in 20 to 25 days. I know it's like a very long period, but this book is like very beautiful. It's very beautiful because, first of all, it's a sad book, and I don't know. I love sad books. Like, I can read them more. I love to be in that emotion or understand that emotion better through my reading and the world that a writer has created. I really love this. So, in my all the vlogs where I have talked about this, I have never given you a little bit of context about the story. So let me give you that. But I'll be maybe I will spoil the story. But very sorry for that already. I'll try. I don't do that. So the story is basically running in two era. One is present 2005, and one is 1930s when there was a civil war in Spain. And I never knew there was any civil war happen in Spain. This book introduced me to that part of history, and I'm really glad for that. So the story is about Sonia and her mother. Sonia is getting to know her mother's story from a different person, and in starting she didn't even know that it's her mother's story, but slowly toward the end she get to know that the whole story she gets to know is all about her mother's family, her grandparents and her uncles. So it's about that, a girl finding her mother's story, her mother's hard time in Spain because her mother was Spain, and her mother's whole childhood and the whole teenage year were spent in Spain, and then mostly teenage years were during the Civil War time. And she never knew anything about her mother because her mother didn't get want her to get to know about the whole Civil War tragedy. So after years she get to know this, and so it's all about that. It's all about Sonia's mother story. It's all about how she suffered during Civil War. It's all about how her family suffers during Civil War. And it's like this book has tragedy, sadness, a lot of crying, pain, war, family, heartbreaks, and love also. A lot is going on, and I really love this book because it's like a lot is happening. You will be hooked every time, and I really love this book. So I will really recommend you this book. And yes, but in the middle, like during the like when the book was almost toward the end, there was chapters all about Sonia's uncle. But I think later I get to know, I was feeling at that point that it is a little bit stretchy, but I think later I got to know that this is important, this is a main part of story, and I really love this story. I'm gonna reread it again and again and again. It's like very beautiful story, and I never knew why I haven't listened anyone talking about it, anyone even telling that there is an author, Victoria Hislop. And I got this book accidentally, and I thank myself that I chose this book because it's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and I will really recommend you if you also love sad books and you wanna read something where so much is happening. You wanna read something about war, about a family, that I would really recommend you this book. This is my prized possession now. Now, the next book I have read after the written, I was in a reading slump. I was not able to read anything new. And I didn't even force myself to do that. So I went back to the comfortable space and I started a book that I love already. And I reread it, The Fault in Our Stars. And every time I read this book, I just love this. But still, I am not able to read any new books. I have a lot in my TBR, still 3 4 books to complete, but I'm not able to pick up anything. So I'm just letting myself to be comfortable for now in reading so that I can go back to my favorite thing, which is reading in a comfortable way. So I'm just giving myself time to do reread. So I reread this one. I'm planning to do another reread after this, probably. So this is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and I'm not gonna tell you what's in this book because I think everyone know this. We all have watched the movie, listened the song, and even some will also have read this book. And I really love this book because it's also a heartbreak, but in a different way. It has two-person who is going through several diseases, fall in love, and then they have also like वो ये भी देख रहे हैं when they are losing each other. So I really love this book. Like this is the real love stories, a kind of romance I love to read. So these are the two books I have completed in October. In YouTube videos, I have only watched like 4 YouTube videos that I want to talk about. The first one is the 0 hour technique. I watched this video around in night and I really love the concept that like described in this video. In this video, the girl talks about like how we used to have 0 hour in our schools. Whenever we have like a test or a syllabus is not complete, our teacher used to take our 0 hour. We used to go school early, and you can utilize that 0 hour. So let's talk about that. That how can you add a 0 hour into your morning routine? Like when you wake up, from that time till 1 hour you can do whatever you love. You can play video game, read book, do crocheting, whatever you want or whatever you love, do that in 0 hour, in that 1 hour timeline. It's like a rewarding system. You are waking up early, so you are rewarding yourself. Start like you're rewarding yourself and start of the morning with one thing that you love. You can do whatever in that 1 hour. And I really love this technique, so I would really recommend you to check out this video. The next one, it's a very different topic I jumped on, which is 12 banned books that you must read. I am a book lover. I watch a lot of YouTube videos just about books, about book recommendation. This one came accidentally. So in this one, there's an old guy, old man, who's talking about 12 books that you must read. And they are not banned like government has banned them. They are banned in terms of that no one wants you to read them. Your teachers, your schools, they don't want you to read those books because they tell the reality of the world or the downside of government that they don't want you to understand, or the reality of anything that they want to hide from you. There are so many good books like 1984 by George Orwell, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. They were a book of Adam and Eve that is not like fully banned, but there are very fragments of that book that have released. There is one book on Egypt king and their kingdom. There is one book on a medical thing, I don't remember that name. It's talk about that how healing has become a business and the modern health sector is making you ill so they can make more money. Like how we can change now, like how whole healing and whole medicine thing has become a separate business and they want you to put your money into that. it's talk about that. There are so many good books there. I would really recommend you if you are also very interested in getting to know something new. This video is really going to help you. 12 banned books that you must read. Next one is, I watched this video again accidentally, Finding Your Voice, Dead Poets Society. In this one, this video actually takes you through from the Dead Poets Society, some good quotes, some good dialogues they have said, some good lessons there is in this movie. And I'm really feeling bad because I haven't watched Dead Poets Society till now. This video is actually talking about all the things that Robin Williams has said in the movie, how he talks about passion, that you should follow your passion no matter whatever is. It also talk about those boys who follow what Robin Williams say, and also about a guy who don't really have the courage to follow what Robin Williams is saying. The character played by Ethan Hawke, and it's actually telling the this video is actually telling the truth of following your passion when there is a path already made for you by your parents. It talks about why it's so much important to have passion in your life. I really love this video, and I'm just waiting now to watch that Poet Society. Next one, actually, I'm trying to get into poetry, not writing, reading. I have subscribed to few newsletters like Yale, Paris, New Yorker, and Byline. They all send once in a week poetry in my email. But here is the thing, I am very bad with poems. It's easy for me to read them in a rhythm, but it's hard for me to interpret them. It's hard for me to understand the core, what they are actually talking about in that poem. It's hard for me. That's why I really want to understand that point. So I came across this video. In this one, he breaks down the way you can understand a poetry. Like, he tells you don't want to understand the poetry in one go. You just have to pick up a rhythm, read it again and again, read it in a rhythm, um, make the habit of reading that, then slowly you will be able to understand the core behind that. If you also trying to get into poetry or you love poetry, I would really recommend you this video. I really get help from this one. Now, Substack essays. I was not able to read so much of Substack essays, but now I am getting back onto that habit also. So the first one is The End of Our Extremely Online Era by Tommy Dixon. This is the essay that took me out of my reading slump from Substack, and nowadays I'm reading one essay consciously every day. This one talks about the same thing that everyone is talking about nowadays, social media, and how we should get out of that. But it talks about in a different way. He also shares his hope. He writes that in a very different way. He talks about that once places like cafes, library used to be filled with people, and nowadays no one wants to get out. Everyone is just living life on social media. Let's talk about what can we do of thousands and hundreds of followers when we cannot call them when we are in problem. That they don't even show up for us. So what's the need of this much people? In the world of social media, where we are connected with millions of people, but in reality, we feel alone and lonely, he shares his hope. Hope he has that one day people will understand that they need to come out of their shells and they need to connect with people face to face. They need to come out from this social media to actually live life. And I think everyone is now talking about this, everyone is understanding, the wave is coming, so people are going to understand this very soon. So it really talks about this topic in a very different way. He talks about in a hope way. He's just not sharing that this bad, you should do that. Now the next one is one of my favorite. I have also written few things about that in my copy. It's an essay, A Good Man, an Oxymoron. I love this, and it just feels like that a woman or girl telling the real side of man that she has seen in her life or in her house. The hypocritic and manipulative man who says something, means something, and behaves something else. A man who believes that women should drive, women should work, don't beat them, don't abuse them. But he have alternative for these things. He can taunt them, scare them, make them afraid, and push them down. A man who looks like a good man with suit and car, and from inside, he is a devil. And what is a good man? It talks about all these things, that how we think that everything is changing, but in reality, nothing is changing. Nothing is actually changing. Men or people have find alternatives to do the same things they used to do. And this really made me question, what is a good man? Like, who is a good man? Now let's talk about some other kind of medias I have consumed. The first one is series. Just few days ago, just few days before, I have watched Wednesday. We have started Wednesday before, but we have like stopped that in the middle, and then we started it again just now, and we completed it. Both the season of Wednesday, and I really love and I really love this series. Like, I really love the characters. I really love the suspense, the thrill it creates, and it's kind of just hooks me. I really love Wednesday. I'm really waiting for season 3. So that's what I have consumed in terms of web series. Now, a new movie I have consumed, which is Call Me By Your Name. I have seen people loving that movie, and I actually find this movie by myself because I came across the song Mystery of Love on Spotify, and then I got to know about this movie. Well, let me tell you, as everyone loves this, I also love this movie. But I have a kind of different view on this movie because I really like few things and I really don't like few things about this movie. But the songs are best. I love the cinematography. I have to say this. Cinematography, I need to give that like millions out of them. It's best. Like, I really love the scene when they were just riding the cycle and the scene was still until they crossed that whole road. I love that scene, and I really love cinematography. Songs are best. I love Mystery of Love. That's on my loop. Then Call Me by Your Name. I really like the core feeling of the movie. I really like the plot. I really like Elio. I don't so like Oliver because of few things he do, but I would say it's a good movie. In music nowadays, I'm just listening covers by a girl who make storytelling kind of vlogs with her covers behind them. I really like her voice, and maybe I'm going to butcher her name. Sorry for that, but it's Mariana Bulay covers. She really make good covers, and currently I'm listening three of her covers on loop: Dreams, Matilda, and Budapest. I love the way she present her covers with her vlogs. I really love that. So this is the extra things I am consuming or I have consumed. And I think this is all I have consumed in terms of media. And let me tell you one thing also. I am starting a media journal. I wanted to do it from a long time, and I want to start this now this time. I'm going to journal about series I have watched. I'm watching movies, books, YouTube videos, some YouTube videos that I really like 12 banned books one. I really want to write about them. Then the same for music, because music is something that came every day like new. And there is like one song you really love, then it goes deep down in the memory lane and you don't even memorize, or you don't even know that music or remember that music anymore. So it's really helped me to go back to the time and see what I was listening or watching at that time. This is all the Netflix content I have watched. I have written all the names. I'm gonna start journaling with them. I am really excited for this new thing, media journaling. For now, I'm doing it on digital way. Very soon, I'm gonna do it analog way. So this is new thing I'm starting in media, and I think this is all I have to share in terms of media. I hope you will get something good to watch, to listen, to read, and I'm gonna meet you in my next video. And until then, take care, bye bye, enjoy. I hope you all will like this video.